Hello, welcome everyone to our Tuesday Talk. So excited to be here with you today, again, Tuesday at noon. My privilege to be able to share with you, and so honored that you always come on and give me your feedback. And today I'm so excited to have a wonderful topic to share with you. Welcome everyone again to Tuesday Talk. Remember always to share and click on the bell at the end for notification so that when I go live next time you don't miss me, because if you're watching the replay, no worries, no love lost. So how is your year going? We are in the second week of 2012, almost the second week. Today is the 12th. I'm sorry, 2021. I know some of you might be saying, please don't take me all the way back to 2012. No, trust me, I don't want to be back in 2012. I want to move forward. So how are you feeling? How things are going in 2021? How are your plans, your goals, the things that you wrote down? And if you didn't, no problem. You could start today. You could start now. Again, welcome all of you to our Tuesday Talk. And here we are, the second week of 2021. Did you take this year, did you take this month by the horns and say, I'm going for it, I'm going to attack it? Or are you still in that feeling or in that attitude, let's see what happens? Trust me, if you don't take it by the horns and go for it, it's nothing going to happen. Nothing is going to fall on our laps. You know, I know there's a lot of things going around, and I always give that disclaimer. There's a lot of stuff happening outside that we have no control over it. You still have to get up in the morning and do for you and your family. You still have to feed your kids. You still have to provide for your family, irregardless of who's in power or who's not in power, irregardless of the pandemic or not. You still have to take care of yours, right? Yourself and yours. And then if you do that, you'll be able to help others. But what I wanted to ask you today, have you come to this season, this new season, with old year's clothes, with last year's clothes on? What I mean by that, I mean, where I live, when I get up in the morning, sometimes it's 35, 40 degrees. So I cannot wear what I used to wear growing up in the morning in Puerto Rico. Not with these 35 and 40 degrees. So that's what I mean. Have you come to this new season, this new year, this new mindset, this new decade, this new month, whatever you want to call it? Have you come into it with this clothing of the previous season, in which is, this example is 2020? Or have you decided, you know something, it's a new season, I can't wear that anymore. I have to get a new mindset or new clothing for the new season. And that's where we are today. I wrote a couple of things down because I really wanted to stay on topic today. So now let's say figuratively we're in the winter, right? I mean, we are in the winter literally, but figuratively, what kind of clothing are you wearing? What's in your mindset for this season now? If you didn't start last year writing down your goals and what things you want to accomplish for the end of 2021, no problem. You can start today. I always say that you can start today. But some of us still want to hang on to the old stuff. I've been there. Raise my hand. I'm the first one to raise my hand. Sometimes we still want to hang on to the old stuff. But we don't want to do that, because then we won't move forward. And one of the reasons why we hang on to the old stuff is that fear of failure, that fear of what will they say, that fear of I'm not going to make it. But haven't you found yourself always rooting for the underdog? Don't we love those movies like Rudy, Remember the Titans, The Blind Side, Pursuit of Happiness? We're always rooting for that guy. We're always rooting for that person that's coming from behind. But then when we feel that we are behind, we don't root for ourselves. You know, sometimes we have that pity party. I raise my hand. I'm the first one to admit I had a major pity party on December 28th. And the reason why I could tell you the date is because when it happened, I couldn't believe the words that were coming out of my mouth. I couldn't believe what I was saying. And for those of you that I did speak, maybe not as positive as I always do, as I should have, I apologize. Because it wasn't my intention to burden you with my pity party. But guess what? I dust off, I clean my knees, and I, take off all of that negativity and all of that pity. And I said, not me, not 2020, not the end of 2020 gonna find me at the same place that I was at the end of, not at the end of 2021 is gonna find me at the same place where I was at 2020. I know you're like me, that it gets a minute to change your mind, to change your subconscious that it's a new year. So I know sometimes you're still writing a date and you still put 2020, but we're gonna erase that. We're gonna sweep that. We're gonna sweep it out the door, not even under the rug, out the door. We're in 2021. So have you started this year? Have you thought of attacking it? Whatever it is you want to do, have you thought of attacking this year with the strength that you're supposed to? An attack, the word attack is a verb, right? So verb means it's action. It's not like a sit. Attack is action. So have you decided how you're going to attack this year? Have you decided how you want to end this year? Or are you willing to be satisfied at the end of 2021 with the same I could have, I should have, I would have, but? I remember a mentor I had a long time ago that used to say, some of us were always saying, someday I'll start, someday I'll change, someday I'll this, and someday I'll that. And then you'll just stay in that someday I'll, and you'll never go to where you're supposed to be. Are you like that? If that's the case, let's attack this year. Let's move forward and push forward. The same way there, we're rooting for these movies that we watch. And I'm kind of like a movie buff right now. In the past year or so, I haven't had a chance to watch movies like I love to, but I want to accomplish my goals. I've kind of like delayed gratification to watch movies so that I could do what I have to do. So then when I accomplish them, then I can watch movies whenever I want to. But I can't spend all that time right now to watch movies like I used to. Even though we haven't been to the movies, there's all of these apps. I'm not going to call them because I don't get paid for them. But we do always root for the underdog. Even when we watch sports, if it's not our team and we're watching two other teams, at least I myself sometimes find, even though I know, okay, well, this team is better than this one, but I still find myself rooting for that underdog because we love that Cinderella story. We love that, to see the person that comes from behind and win. So if you're seeing yourself, my diamond friend, as you're being behind from what the goals that you want to achieve, not the next person, you're not comparing yourself to the next person. You are competing with yourself, right? You're not comparing yourself to the next person. You are competing to where you ended in 2020. And you're telling yourself today that you're not going to end up in the same spot in 2021. Whether if it's job, business, relationship, weight loss, weight gain, being healthy. Tell yourself that, my friends. You're not going to end in the same spot where you are now or where you were a few weeks ago. Trust me, we're going to be with here along the way, holding hands, encouraging each other, motivating each other. At the end of 2021, we're going to look back and say, wow, what a year. Again, big disclaimer. You cannot do anything about the things that you can't control. You can't do anything about the things that are happening on the outside. The only thing that you can control is how you react to them. So are you agreeing with the individuals that are in the wrong mindset and, whining and woe is me and everything is awful. That's their situation. That's their mindset. You don't have to agree. That's why sometimes, we have to be careful. We see things, people posting things and we right away agree, oh, amen. But you're not going through that. But you're calling it to yourself. Remember, you're speaking it to yourself. If that's that individual situation, that's their path to walk. That's their, way to go until they get their breakthrough. But we must not agree, and I find myself sometimes do it, with the individual's situation if you're not going through it. Maybe you could give them a word of encouragement, but do not call on yourself the other individual's situation. Some people, they're going through situations, but they feel good in it. They just want, that somebody to pat on their back and, everything's going to be okay. But if you give them a solution, or if you give them an idea, or if you give them an encouragement or motivation, they don't do anything about it. It's like that story that I always say with that dog in the porch with his owner. He was just whining, and people passing by and asking the owner, what's wrong with your dog? He said he's in pain. But hours pass by, people go back and forth, and the dog whining the whole time. And until one individual said, listen, that's irritating me. Your dog whining all day long. What is it? What's wrong with the dog? And he said his tail is under the seat. As I'm in a rocking chair, and every time I rock, this rocking chair will, go on the dog's tail, and it hurts. So he's just whining. And he says, well, why doesn't he move? And the owner says, well, maybe it's not hurting bad enough. So are you that individual? Are you that individual, or are we the individual that's always whining about something? Complaining about something, but don't do anything about it? Aren't you sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of being tired? Or complaining about the situation? I know we have to go through things. It's life. We live in an imperfect society. So we have to go through things. But what are we doing to get out of that situation? Things don't happen overnight. We always say, how to eat an elephant, one bite at a time. Well, what are you doing? What is your bite today? What bite are you taking today regarding the situation that you're in that you don't like? We're not talking about the stuff that kind of in place, but not everything is in place. Not everything is where you want it. That's why you're always searching, looking, listening, joining groups for motivation, encouragement, help. Okay, so after you get that encouragement or that motivation, or you listen to it, or you read it, what are you doing? After you take that little bite, what are you, do you spit it back out? That's what it seems like some of us are doing, because we're not changing, and then the next day we're looking for the same thing because we didn't take that little bite and chew on it, savor it, digest it, swallow it and digest it to make a change. But we're constantly complaining and whining and woe is me. And then we want to ask ourselves, why are we kind of like a repellent? Why the people that used to be around us not around us anymore? The positive people. And then we attract the negative people. Or we attract the people that are not in the right mindset. Let's put it that way. Now you're listening to me today because you have the right mindset. You want to become a diamond in whatever it is. You're undergoing that pressure. That's what diamond is. We spoke about this months ago. Maybe we'll do that topic again. It's a lump of coal. The diamond is a lump of coal that withstands that pressure to become such a beautiful, beautiful gem. I'm a diamond girl. I don't have any, but I will have. So that's why that diamond to me is so precious. Because I know, I've read, I've kind of researched a little bit what that lump of coal goes through to become that diamond. So are you working to become that diamond in whatever aspect of your life you want to be, or whatever you want to do? But we have to withstand that pressure. Trust me, it's what's on the other side that you want. We can't just go through the pressure or stay under pressure or relax under pressure on that particular circumstance. You have to keep fighting. You have to keep, pushing. Remember that song? It's not the top of the mountain. It's the climb. It's that journey. It's what you become as you're going there. So that's why I tell you today, that's why I ask you today. We're almost on the second week of this new decade, this new year, this new month, this new era, this new season. What have you done with those little bites that you've been taking? Or are you just taking a little bite and put it to the side because you're fearful? I've been there. But you know what's going to get you to the other side is overcoming that fear. The same way as we root for those movies. Like I tell you, if I'm aging myself, if you guys remember that movie Rudy, if you don't remember it, or if you're too young, do research on it. When you get an extra time after you do what you have to do, and after you have accomplished what you have to accomplish for the day, research in that movie Rudy, how this young individual, this young man, too small, too young, too weak to become what he wanted to become, and he got it done. Plenty of movies. I'm sure you've all seen it. Pursuit of Happiness. We're rooting for him from the beginning of the movie. We're rooting. We want him to overcome. He went through so much, homeless, sleep in the bathroom with his son. His wife left him. Couldn't get a job. Couldn't almost have any money to feed his son. But he overcame. I know many of us haven't even gone through or will go through half of the things that we see in these stories. But still we're afraid to push. We're afraid to fail. But it's through that failure that you're going to get stronger. Just like the analogy we use all the time for a little child. When he's trying to walk or she's trying to walk. When that baby's learning to walk. How many times do they fall? Hundreds of times. And do we say, hey, look, stop trying. You're never going to walk. We don't say that. We keep encouraging, motivating. And we keep stretching our hands for that baby to come. And we even say, come, you're not gonna get hurt. Mommy's here for you. Daddy's here for you. The same for us. And I listened to one of my coaches I think it's about a week ago, that said, make a video of yourself as to you have accomplished what you're looking to accomplish. Talking to yourself. Wherever you want to be at the end of 2021. Some of our goals might take more than a year. But where you think you'll be at the end of that year, if you do what you have to do on a consistently basis. That's the thing, we're not consistent. So make a video of yourself, talking to yourself, encouraging yourself, clapping for yourself, telling yourself how proud you are that you have achieved, accomplished, and gotten to the point that you wanted to get to at the end of 2021. And if you have to, on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis or every 3 months, look at that video and check your checklist to see if you're on point, to see if you're being consistent. But my friends, you have to attack. Attack is a verb, it's action. You have to attack this year. And I'm speaking to myself. You, with your 3 fingers pointing back at you, I have to attack this year to accomplish where I want to be at the end of 2021. My friends, again, I'm so humbled to know that you listen to me and we come together and I encourage one another, motivate one another, at the end of the video here. Don't forget to like and share. If you know of anyone that could be encouraged at the words that we spoke today, make sure you share with them. At the end of the video, make sure you click on the bell that says notify me when Ellie Mays goes live, so that you don't miss us next time. And if you're watching the replay, much love to you. I so appreciate you. As usual, this video will be posted in our YouTube channel so that you could go ahead and share with individuals that are not on Facebook and that you want, for them to take advantage of our motivation. Because YouTube, you don't have to have a subscription. Anybody could watch videos on YouTube. Don't forget also to look for motivational videos in YouTube, because I know some of you are going to say you don't have time to sit and read. Okay, but listen while you're doing stuff. I listen when I'm driving. I'm listening when I'm bathing. I'm listening when I'm cooking. Not that I cook that often. But it's to put inside, I'm real big on that, put inside in your mindset, in your subconscious, the positiveness, that encouragement, that motivation, so that then it could come out. Good goes in, good will come out. Next week we're going to be talking about watch what you say. What you say is what you get. Remember I mentioned the book a week ago. But today I wanted to check on you to see how are you taking that season, this year, this month, this decade by the horns and attacking it and going all in or all out, whichever way you want to say it. And go through those pain, go through that pain, to that pressure, to that failure. That's what's going to take you to the other side. Not staying and wallowing in it. And when I found myself, like I said a couple of weeks ago, kind of whiny, I had to shake up myself, dust off, and go forward. And, yes, there's things that I wanted to accomplish by December 31st, 2020 that I couldn't accomplish. But is that going to stop me? No, I have to continue pushing. Again, my friends, like I mentioned, like, share the video. We appreciate you. And if there's a particular topic that you want us to speak about, to encourage you, if you want to go ahead and, send a message privately, you go ahead and do so. And I appreciate you so much. And remember, you're a diamond. And don't let anyone else tell you you're not. Bye for now.